we're sitting down with Danica Davidson because today is Holocaust Remembrance Day, a time for us all to take a look back at the past and learn from the lessons. So, Danica, first off, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
You for having me today.
So, you have written books on so many different topics. Tell us a little bit before we get started about your experience as an author.
I've published 20 different books, all for young readers. They range from serious Holocaust education to an official Minecraft novel. So I'm very comfortable writing for young readers. I've been writing since I was very little myself. I have so many stories that I wrote as a kid that I still have. I know that voice. I'm very comfortable writing for this age range.
Now, speaking of your writing for a younger audience, I Will Protect You is a book that you partnered with a survivor of the Holocaust itself, correct?
I worked with Eva Kor, who survived Auschwitz at 10, which is almost unheard of.
Wow. Wow. I can only imagine how powerful those conversations were. What was the process like when putting I Will Protect You together?
I met Eva when she came to Michigan to give a speech. I introduced myself afterward, hoping to interview her for a magazine or something. And when she learned I wrote kids' books, she just lit up and she said she wanted to do a kids' book about her life, which makes perfect sense because she said you have to reach kids before their prejudices are formed.
Mhm.
It's the only way to really teach them. And I learned about the Holocaust early because it affected my family. So I know how to talk about it with kids. So we started giving ideas back and forth. I started saying things like, I think this should read like a novel that will make it more interesting to children. I think we should take your story of what happened to you, but also weave in history. So there's context so kids can understand the bigger picture going on. And so I interviewed her and I would write chapters and email them to her, and she would read them back. She only ever wanted a few corrections. She was very happy with how the book came out, and we sold it to Little Brown 15 days before Eva passed away. So we got it written in time, but unfortunately, she was not here to see it published.
But I know she'd be so proud of how the book's doing. And something you said earlier really stuck with me in that you have to reach the kids before their prejudices are formed. And this is such a wonderful way to do that and to share a difficult topic. It is a difficult topic for a parent to talk about with their children. This is such a great way to initiate those conversations. So, today is Holocaust Remembrance Day, a time where particularly books like this are so important for keeping these stories alive. For you personally, Danica, why is today so important? Why is it crucial that we remember what happened and what took place in Europe during the Holocaust so that we are not doomed to repeat history?
I grew up knowing about the Holocaust, and I thought everyone knew about it. And I'm very alarmed to learn a lot of people haven't learned about it. To learn and to see that anti-Semitism was rising, it was because of me noticing it rising, I went to see Eva speak in the first place. I wanted to do something to help. And as she said, we really need to reach kids because we're not. And we're seeing really alarming things going on. There's a lot of anti-Semitism. There's a lot of hate in general. There's a lot of othering of people. The history doesn't repeat, but it comes in echoes. And I don't like where we are right now. I'm seeing a lot of really concerning things. There are surveys coming out about anti-Semitism growing around the world. There are surveys coming out about how bad it is in K to 12 schools. And a lot of people don't think about that. And so Eva foresaw this. Well, she saw it really starting to rev up, and she knew we needed to reach the kids.
That's
Yeah.
that's so important. And for someone like Eva who went through this, who lost family, who can tell you, yes, it is real. How dare you deny such a large part of my childhood existence that probably formulated who she was as an adult? I can't imagine the pain that having someone deny these events causes. I'm not even going to begin to try. And this is so important to share her story and to hopefully inspire young generations before the prejudices come in that this happened. We are doing our best to learn the lessons from history. Where could someone potentially go to purchase a copy of I Will Protect You, and of course, to get more information about you and maybe to explore some of your other works, Danica?
It's available any place there are books sold. So it's Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books A Million. It's on my website. I also encourage people to read and learn more about the Holocaust because no one book is going to cover it all. I am adding further reading on my website for people who want to read more on the topic. There are also many museums out there, including one in Michigan and Farmington Hills. But people are welcome to check out my website at danicadavidson.com and